As a manager, you're in the best position to basically say, we have some capability gaps on our team, and here's my proposal on where I want to make investments to enable my team to achieve those business goals.
Hello and welcome to the Leadership Launchpad and our continuing series of talking to learning leaders at the DevLearn conference in Las Vegas about what is one thing they wish more managers knew about training and talent development. Today's discussion is a great one with Ryan Austin, who is the founder and CEO of Cognota. This is a software company that really helps with learning operations within organizations. So he gets to interface with a lot of different learning teams in a lot of different companies. And so I was really excited to chat with him. He brings up this really great point that I think all managers need to understand, because oftentimes a lot of learning initiatives can be top down. They come from up above. And it's important for managers to realize that because all of these initiatives ultimately should be about driving performance, they're coming with certain assumptions. You as the manager are often a lot closer to those problems. And so if you are seeing things that don't match with that kind of top-down philosophy, you should be speaking up, because you have a front row seat to the actual performance challenges that the people on your team are facing. And it's really important that you realize that. Before we flip over to the conversation with Ryan, I do want to take a note. I was recording these in a very public place, and it just so happened that the mics I thought were pretty amazing, considering the fact that there's a DJ about 15 yards away from where we're talking. But in this particular conversation, there was a group of people about 3 feet away having a quite animated and loud discussion, which is totally fine. Public place. It was, everybody's really excited. I did my best to filter out as much of the noise as I could, but just if you hear anything, that's what's going on. So I hope it doesn't distract you. Please enjoy the discussion.
Ryan, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Matt.
Yeah, I know you're super busy, so I really appreciate the time. I wanted to talk to you because you have a unique position where you're interfacing and working with all of the operations side of a lot of talent and learning development teams in all kinds of different organizations. And you see a lot of the challenges that they're facing when trying to interface with the business. So same question that I've been asking everybody for you is, what is one thing that you wish more managers knew about training and talent development?
Yeah, it's a good question. And my answer would be around just, as a manager, your job is really to help empower workforce development or workforce enablement.
Yeah.
And since you're closer at the manager level to the front line, you kind of get to play this undercover boss role, like the TV show, right? Where you can learn more and faster than maybe a C-suite or a C-level executive in the business.
Yeah.
So I think a manager is still learning. They're not quite yet at that leadership level most of the time. So one of the things they can learn is, how do we actually use training as a performance enabler to enable our teams and our workforce to actually achieve business goals.
Yeah.
So let's say you're responsible for a team in a department, and that team has a few business goals that they're aligned to and some initiatives that they're trying to do. As a manager, you're in the best position to basically say, we have some capability gaps on our team, and here's my proposal on where I want to make investments to enable my team to achieve those business goals.
Yeah. What I'm hearing from you, correct me if I'm wrong, is, a lot of times training initiatives, talent initiatives can seem kind of big picture. They're coming from a higher level. And maybe some of that is because there is that separation from, whether it's a separation because it's HR, it's on the side of the business, or it's higher up in the business, it's the VPs or the exec level. Whereas individual managers, especially frontline managers, are kind of uniquely positioned to give really good insight in steering those training initiatives.
For sure. They get to act as mentors and coaches as well.
Yeah, interesting. I think this has been coming up a lot, this idea of how do you treat this as a conversation? How do you have kind of a good back and forth so that because on the talent side, it can sometimes feel like pushback when we're asking questions.
Mhm.
I don't know, any advice on how to engage in those conversations productively?
I think it's just about positioning yourself as a strategic advisor
Yeah.
and coming from a place where you're building trust
Yeah.
with communication. And,
Yeah.
and so if you approach it in a way where, it seems like you're going at somebody, then you're going to receive that on the backside.
Yes.
But if you look at it more from a leadership level, leading as a leader, even if you're in a manager position, and really taking the time to understand the problems that you want to set and framing it right. Like, hey, I would love to ask you some questions as an example, because we're about to spend some time, some money, and you're going to invest time into doing this thing. And just want to make sure that we're focused on all the right things first and then starting that intervention.
Yeah. I think it's funny. I just recently had a conversation with a leader named Lucy Nurden, and she was talking about how when she brings people on her teams, they don't have to earn her trust. They have her trust. Like, that's why she hired.
That's an interesting one.
Which is interesting. But I think what you're saying is kind of similar to that. Is I think it's really important when these interactions first start is going into it truly believing everyone has the best intentions, everyone's there for a reason, everyone's trying to do things, rather than like assuming anything, so that you can kind of get things off on the right foot.
Well, by default, if you're working for the same company, there's one North Star metric, which is the business goals.
Yes.
And so everybody should be aligning to that. Hopefully you took the job not just for a job, but to be part of a mission.
Yeah.
And that often helps as well.
I love that. Okay, Ryan. Well, thank you so much. I know you're super busy.
No,
so thank
you
so
too.
much.
This was great. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for listening in on the conversation. I hope you got as much out of it as I did. If you are a manager yourself and you're looking for more insight onto how to better lead your team, please make sure to check out some of our other amazing episodes. If you are responsible for developing leaders in your organization and you're struggling to make programs that actually change behavior and actually impact the business, please reach out so we can figure out how to make your organization better every day. Drop me a line using matt@bettereverydaystudios.com. I look forward to the conversation.